Hey guys, happy May. I'm gonna do an easy video of just recording every single time I read anything. I just finished part 1 of Mistborn, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated on everything else that I'm reading this month. It's May 2nd, and I am about 35% of the way through Mistborn. She just went to her first ball in disguise, and she met the Venture heir. Not to be obsessed with romance or anything, but my spidey senses are tingling a little bit. I think it's finally picking up since part 2 started. Not saying that it was boring, because it's kind of the same thing with The Way of Kings, where I did not really get into it until part 3, which that book is so big that it's is it worth it? It is worth it. Trust. It is taking a little bit. We're getting there. I'm liking it so far. I want to say that Kelsier was my favorite character, but I think Vin is my favorite character so far, because as much as I like Kelsier, I think he is a little bit too for the cause, and that freaks me out a little bit. Having 0 reservations, it freaks me out a little bit. That's all I can say. Alright, I just finished part 2. Oh my days. I definitely thought that we were gonna lose Kelsier there for a second. I just expect everyone to die all of the time. But I was surprised because it was the first book. But that was really scary. But that whole sequence was very... Didn't like it. Oh, that's the worst thing that happens in this series. And on chapter 21, Vin is going to more balls. She's becoming more accustomed to being a socialite. I'm definitely sensing a romance happening. And you know what I said earlier about Kelsier being a little bit too for the cause? I don't know this world. And maybe he's super valid, because after her second ball, they did kill that ska boy for no reason. He has seen stuff that I have never even imagined in my brain. So I'm gonna let him cook, because he obviously feels the way he does for a certain reason. I'm back on my Kelsier train. Don't trust Marsh that much. I can't tell you why, and I can't tell you how, but I'm always a little bit wary of siblings. There has to be tension between siblings, and Vin has her tension with her brother. Where is he? When's he gonna come back? We do not know. And Marsh didn't want to be a part of this at the beginning. I'm not gonna say what I'm thinking. It spoils the plot twists, but that's all I'll say about that. Okay, I'm about 75% of the way through. Every single time I read a Brandon Sanderson book, I forget about, what is it called? The Sanderlanche, the plot avalanche that happens. I think I am at the very beginning of it, because she was at the ball, and then Ellen was like, we can't see each other anymore, something bad's about to happen, and then we find out that freaking, what's her name, Shan is also a Mistborn. Vin is revealing herself left and right as an Allomancer, and then she revealed herself as a Mistborn. And if Shan doesn't die, everyone's gonna know that Vin is a Mistborn. And so that's not good. She's exposed herself, basically, which, hey, call me crazy, that's probably not a good thing to happen. And so at the end of part 3, you can tell I'm getting stressed out. The army gets fucking demolished, basically, and they lose a ton of people. And Kelsier is basically like, we can't stop now, guys. Obviously, we can't stop, so I'm gonna need you guys to be loyal to me. Now, he literally is also like, if you guys really think this is about me and my ego, I can't have you guys doubting me anymore. I'm like, you can't say both things at the same time. But I know that it's a hard line of like, you have to follow me because I am true to our cause, and you have to follow me because you're loyal to me. It's an interesting character arc that Kelsier is gonna go through, and everyone knows that he's gonna be like the leader, but he keeps like pretending that he's not, like addicted to that idea. But they're gonna be faced with a choice, and I don't know how that's gonna resolve, but I'm excited to see. I don't want him to die, but I don't know what else he has really to live for. Oh my god, and the fact that he basically in his brain is like, oh yeah, Vin's my daughter. Oh yeah, Vin is the daughter that I always wanted. Oh, and also like my wife would have really liked her too. And my wife talked about like wanting to teach a girl how to walk the line between the underground and nobility. Like, oh, she would have loved having Vin as a daughter too. You're sick. Anyway, and I don't know if I ever mentioned that Hoyd appears, and I know Hoyd, and I said he would be an informant, but I have only like 100 pages left, but this book is long. Like, I have 100 pages left, but probably like 4 more hours of the audiobook. So, also, I am imagining Vin as me because of my hair. Guys, should I like audition for the movie? If you guys think, comment down below if I should start getting in shape and I should audition for the movie as a 25-year-old. Here's my credentials. I did musical theater in high school. I'm 5'7". I'm mixed. She's mixed. I have short black hair. She has short black hair. What else? I'm on chapter 33. So, you guys remember when I said that I don't trust Marsh? He's no longer with us. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. I jinxed that one for Kelsier a little bit. Anyone else sort of seeing a lot of similarities between Kelsier and Dalinar? They don't have the same personalities, like, at all. Dalinar, until the 3rd book, was my favorite character, right next to Kaladin, so like, I'm not complaining about the similarities between Kelsier and Dalinar at all. I'm just saying, did anyone else notice them? Now, I'm not that far into how Kelsier is really rebelling. I know that he went to the pits and is like, I killed everybody. All of you ska, get out of here. And then he's gonna take all the atium or destroy it. He's doing something down there. That's where I am. I'm really so close to being done. I definitely have 100 pages now, which I was right. It is about 4 hours in the audiobook. So, that's where I am right now. It's not looking good. Oh yeah, and now Elend knows at least that Vin is ska. Keep my eyes on you, Elend. Your little ragtag group of friends, too. I take back anything I ever said about Marsh. Oh. Before Marsh died, I was like, I think that he might betray them and actually become evil. Because, I didn't trust him. Oh, he's an inquisitor? He's still on our side. The Lord Ruler froze, noticing something sitting right outside the door. A small group of steel spikes just like the one Marsh had pulled from Car's back lay piled on the floor. There looked to be about 7 of them. Is he about to kill the Lord Ruler? Or is Marsh officially about to die? It's the first book. It's the first book. He spun around the reaching up. Marshing, ripping the cloth open along the back seam. Guys, I can't read this on camera. I'm scared. I think Marsh just died for reals. That was epic while it lasted. Mistborn is done. What the heck's gonna happen in the rest of the freaking series now, bro? One of our main characters is dead, and then they killed the bad guy. You know what this means? It means that the bad guy is gonna be even bigger than anyone was anticipating. Right. But that's okay, because Vin's the chosen one, so she's gonna save the day and everything's gonna be fine. And she's gonna be fine doing it. Yes, everything's gonna be great and awesome. I'm really excited. I gave it like 4.75 stars because I think it was a really good story, and I was excited and I was interested in every step of it, and I was engaged. But I don't know, I felt like there was just like something lacking, and I can't pinpoint what it is. I don't feel particularly connected to any of the characters, which like that might be why. I don't love any of them. Vin's super interesting. I almost teared up at the end when she goes back to Elend and like they hug and embraces all that she wanted. I said, that is sick, okay? And I like Elend. I don't think he can be king at all. In no world would I go, oh yeah, Elend is the right person to put on the throne right now. What? I don't think you guys need the throne. It better be temporary. Because that Elend? Sorry. No. Mm-mm. That's a joke. You got me. So that's not gonna last. Oh yeah, finding out that her brother actually got taken by Inquisitors and then was covering up for her until his last breath is kind of crazy. I feel like it's engaging enough that I will want to read the next 2 books, but I don't think this was the strongest. I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I think it's like exactly the type of story that I really like and exactly the sort of setup I really like. It was super high stakes and there's a huge cast of characters. Kelsier's plan to die the whole time, and maybe because I really, really, really liked Kelsier, and that's why I'm so unsatisfied with anything that happened after he died. But I didn't want him to die. Like, and I know that I kept like saying that I was like frustrated with him, like having a big ego and whatever, but like he didn't really. I don't know. I think that is why I don't like the ending, is solely because Kelsier died. I don't think that's fair. And then when he was freaking like, I'll tell, what's her name? Mare? I'll tell Mare about you. She always wanted a daughter. Don't say that. Don't say that. But yeah, I think I'm just really sad. Today is May 6th. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. It's been a couple days and I'm sick, so I haven't given any updates. It's May 11th. I have been reading Hazelthorn by C.G. Drews. I read Don't Let the Forest In, and it very quickly became one of my favorite books. Of course, I had to read this. And I'm about 50%, like 46% if we're gonna get really technical. And it's good. We're doing a little murder mystery vibe, which I really like. And it still has the kind of very gross plant horror that Don't Let the Forest In had. Not convinced on the romance yet, but there's time. Because it's so mysterious right now. So many questions I have. With books like this, I don't try to guess anything. Don't Let the Forest In, I was just there for the ride the whole time. And I'm kind of doing the same vibe with this book, where I'm whatever happens, happens. And I am just enamored by the prose and the spooky ookies. So that's the update I have for you today. So I just finished chapter 20. Okay. The first thing is that the butler was a monster. And then Evander killed him, and then he wasn't a monster anymore. Right, he was definitely a monster. I love an unreliable narrator. And now we just find out that Evander doesn't remember his last name, finds out that the picture of his parents is actually a picture from a magazine ad, and that his name might be the name of Laurie's imaginary friend. We find that all out in a page. So I'm here thinking that either Lori isn't real or Evander isn't real. As in, physically, Evander is real. Perhaps that means that he is made out of the garden. But then, so when Lori tries to kill him, is because they were playing, and then Evander probably started bleeding, and then the garden got a taste of Evander's flesh and blood, and so then the garden wasn't going to let Evander go, so that's why Lori tried to kill him when they were really little. But if Evander is imaginary, then what the hell does that mean? I also like Lori now. I just needed more content. I'm trying to plug my brain into... I literally have 40 pages left, but it's midnight and I'm so tired and so much is happening. But I just finished chapter 28. There is something super intriguing to me about C.G. Drews and their ability to write that emotion or that need when you are in love with someone to be physically a part of them, inside of them, but not sexually. Evander wants to consume Lori. Like, he wants to eat him. He wants to taste his blood and swallow his flesh. And that's the only way that he'll be completely satisfied in his love for Lori. When you kill someone in the garden, you get a gemstone. The fact that Lori created Evander from his own blood. Evander is already a part of Lori, but Lori needs to be a part of Evander. As for the story, I don't know. I think all of the other characters besides Evander and Lori are really annoying, so I'm not super into the plot, actually. Besides the whole mystery of figuring out what Evander is. Everything else was like the will and who's gonna own the house and who's gonna own the garden. It's interesting. I don't know, I'm a boring girl. I like when nothing happens and there's only vibes. So, we are done with Hazelthorn. Bah, another banger. C.G. Drews, another banger, dude. I gave it a 4.5, I believe. The thing I like the most about Hazelthorn and Don't Let the Forest In is just the prose. I think as interesting as like the story is, the way that it's written is the best part. The way that C.G. Drews approaches love, I really like it because it's not like I would write it or how I would express it. And so it's just awesome to get an expression of love so dramatic and still healthy. Don't Let the Forest In was not a healthy dynamic, but I think that in Hazelthorn it was. It's still like the I want to physically be a part of my partner mentality, but in a good way. I don't know. And maybe I just feel that way because I just finished it, so I'm like, their thoughts are being impressionable to me, and then when I'm like done with it and I can sit on it longer, I'll be like, wait a minute. I really, really liked Lori. Because of his personality, I was a little bit nervous that he would steal the show a little bit, but he doesn't. Evander is the main character, like, fully through and through, and I really, really appreciate that. I think both Don't Let the Forest In and Hazelthorn are worth a reread, because in the edition that I have, there's like a section at the end where Drews annotates it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to take a look at that and annotate it myself. I'm trying to figure out how to, because this middle shelf is where I keep all my favorite books, and I'm trying to figure out how to put Hazelthorn on there along with Don't Let the Forest In, because they were both so good. I don't want them to be separated on my shelves. These are the next 2 books that I might read conveniently. I just bought them yesterday, but I'm either gonna finish this series that I've been reading for a while, or we're gonna continue with Mistborn. So who's to say? Not me, not yet, but excited for us to find out together. Hey guys, so yes, I did decide to start A Curse for True Love. I think I've been reading this trilogy since like 2024, and for some reason I just never picked up the second one. I finished the second one, started the third one. I am already about halfway through. I'm on chapter 23. The one thing I like about this specific genre of book is how easy it is to eat. I'm so far not really enjoying it as much as the other ones. I think it is a slower pace than the last two books, which is fine. I think the first one was awesome. I think the second one, until like the end, because, huh? And this one I feel like is also just, it's slower. I think what was so good about the second one was their relationship, and obviously that's lacking in this. Just because I'm already halfway through, and I know that books move very fast, and so being halfway through doesn't mean that nothing else is gonna happen. I know that we're trapped in the castle. We're being held prisoner against our will. We have no memories. We're stuck. But I feel like by this point in any of the other books, like 100 things would have happened. A plot point happens every page in the other two books. So I'm just like, I'm intrigued though. I do think it's a very interesting situation for our main character to be in. I do really like that whenever she sees Jax, she's like, what about something about him? My husband. What's something about him? I'm enjoying myself. It's not bad. It's not great. Just a little ahead. Because I was forgetting to update you guys. It's probably been like 3 or 4 days since I finished Hazelthorn, and I just like forgot to pick up the camera to record that I was reading this. Hopefully I will remember and give you guys more updates on my thoughts. But that's another thing. With like Mistborn and Hazelthorn, there were plot points where I was like, I need to grab my camera. I need to talk about this right now. This one, I'm not feeling that as much. It's just a series that's been on my list for such a long time that I'm excited to finally like finish it, cross it off. It certainly did pick up. And I was like, oh, boring, nothing's happened. Snooze, you lose. Literally as soon as I said that, it was the hunt, and then Evangeline goes to tell Apollo that Jax is pretending to be one of her guards. That one guy tries to kill her, and then she went into the cursed forest, and then Chaos is there, and then Jax is there, and then they go into a tavern that has only one bed, and I was excited, but then I wasn't excited because then Jax was like, sleep, and then she got all her memories back, and then she wakes up and he's gone, and a vampire had killed everybody in the place. And then Apollo comes, and then she has to pretend that she still doesn't have her memories because she doesn't want to give anything away. And then Lala shows up, and she's like, I'm in love with Jax, and I need to kiss him so that he knows that we're in love and supposed to be together forever. And Lala's like, that's not a good idea. And then she goes to try and get him, and Jack's acting crazy. And then they almost kiss, but then the bracelet that he put on her protects her from it, and then Castor shows up. Oh yeah, and then Apollo at the same time, Aurora is bringing him to the forest and is telling him that she'll show him the vampire making tree, and then he's gonna drink, and then freaking Wolfric shows up and it's like, don't drink from that tree or else the love of your life is gonna die. And he's like, oh, I don't want my wife to die. That's the whole reason I took away her freaking memories. I don't want her to leave me. And then, but now Apollo knows that she remembers because he can tell that like it was a staged getaway. And Castor and Lala kind of and then Castor tells Evangeline, oh yeah, actually my sister took Jax's heart in exchange for the cuff of protection that you have on. What? So now they need to break his heart in order for her not to have his heart? Anyway, that's where I am. It's fun. I'm having a good time. They better kiss, bro. I know that they're going to. They better. They're going to kiss, because what's the point if we're going through this whole series and he can't kiss anyone? Every girl he kisses dies, except for his one true love. But he's not going back for his true love because he loves Evangeline. But if he loves her, then and she loves him, they have to be true loves. So then they have to kiss, and that has to be fine, and it has to be the kiss of all kisses that breaks every single curse ever in the whole world. Or else what's the point of this whole story? So anyway, I'll probably finish it tonight, and I will update you guys with my review either tonight or tomorrow. It is finished. I have finished the trilogy, and it was great. I think I said this, that these books are just fun. It feels like high stakes, but it's not. It's like reality TV show. It's just nice and easy, and I think all the characters are really intriguing. The plot is very active. It really picked up. But that first half was not. Seriously. If it wasn't like so easy to read for me. And if it wasn't the last one, like, thank goodness it was like the last book that kind of, or else we would be in trouble. It's like any complaint that I would have about the book, it's like not even that serious because it's not the genre. It is a story of happily ever after. Like, it's a fairy tale. So it's like, why wouldn't everything work out in the end? And any complaint that I would have being like, but that and what about that? And who cares? They end up together and everything's awesome in the end, and the bad guy dies. Because Evangeline is like, what's up with the apples? And Jax is like, I don't want to tell you, but I don't eat them anymore. And I was thinking that was a question that would be answered. And then it wasn't, so I was like, what's going on? So I looked it up. Oh, he eats someone whenever he has the urge to kiss someone. Well, he was eating freaking an apple every single time he was with Evangeline the whole freaking series. So that's awesome. I think it's something that I would recommend to people if they're feeling something light and easy. This trilogy is awesome.